And first, we'll discuss water. I'm sure you know that water is essential, but why exactly do we need water? We'll cover the role of water in the body. We'll look into sources of water intake and the major routes of water loss. And we'll address what happens when we don't drink enough water. We'll also spend a fair amount of time on bottled water. You'll learn why some bottled waters can be called mineral waters and why others can. We'll discuss the salutary properties attributed to some waters. Is there any value to drinking certain bottled waters over tap water? Next are the dietary minerals and trace elements. And because there are so many of them, we won't be able to cover all of them in detail. What we'll do is focus on the ones that are considered the most important and that are also the most interesting from the viewpoint of health. For example, sodium and potassium. Sodium is a very important dietary mineral because together with chloride, it forms salt. And I probably don't need to tell you that excess intake of salt is a major problem for many people across the world. You'll see why a high salt intake is a concern, and what food contribute the most to our salt intake, and what strategies are currently undertaken to try to get people to eat less salt. Of course, you need some sodium, and you'll learn why that is. We will also bring in potassium, which is closely linked to sodium. And next, we'll cover calcium. You will learn about the role of calcium in the body and about the major calcium sources in our diet. We'll also discuss the relation between dietary calcium and health. Another major mineral that will be covered this week is iron. Iron is a very important dietary mineral, and that's because iron deficiency is a common problem across the world, especially in women. It leads to a condition called anemia. We'll discuss the role of iron in the body and how iron is taken up and recycled in the body. And of course, we'll dig into the topic of iron-containing foods. The rest of the week is dedicated to so-called trace elements. Trace elements are minerals that are present in very small quantities in our diet, but that are still essential. Iodine, selenium, zinc, they're examples of trace elements. We'll discuss the basics, their role in the body, and the consequences of low intake. So all in all, it's going to be a really interesting module. Have fun.